Happy New Year, folks, and welcome back to my channel. So there might be some heavy stuff going on here, and I'm thinking what I might do is take the 3 Binti novellas and sort of splice them in between some of this heavier stuff. Those are my books to read in February, but time will tell. We'll see what happens because I haven't been reading. So that's what happened. So that's what happened. I know that 2020 has been a crazy year for everyone. I'm sure that every single person watching this video has been dramatically and directly affected by coronavirus, pandemic, etc. as much as I have. I did want to make a video though to sort of kind of come back from the dead here. It's been 7 months and explain. So 2020, I think I'm gonna sneeze. I'm not 100% sure I'm gonna sneeze, but I feel like it's possible. Luckily, we're very socially distant right now. It's really funny because I know that it hasn't been made explicitly clear ever before on this channel, but as a performer, I'm a singer and a dancer and an actor since I was 10. It's what I majored in college, it's what I've been doing to support myself my whole life, and what I was learning to be a part of during the formative years when I was understanding who I was and how to view the world around me. So that's how I come at everything in life. It's just, I have the mentality of an artist and of a theater person. It just so happens I've been doing it at Walt Disney World for over 8 years now. And right now is a super not good time in my industry. Not good doesn't quite cover it, in fact. Just about everybody is out of work. My last day of work was March 15th. And my furlough officially began about a month later. It's been almost 6 months. So that's a big deal, obviously. I am far from alone in this. I know a lot of you are too. A lot of people are trying to figure out what's next. It's really scary for people in my industry right now because there's no clear sign of when it's going to be safe to perform the way that people have for over 100 years in musical theater. So you might be thinking, well, then you should have had more time than ever to be posting on your channel in the last 7 months. But I haven't. Not knowing when I was going back to work has necessitated for me to almost immediately, I started thinking, okay, well, what if my job is just gone? And what if we have no idea when those kinds of jobs are coming back? So I decided to start a business. I started freelancing as a video editor. Now, I've been doing it my whole life, but I've never done it for a living before. I'm not doing it for a living now either, but I am doing it for some money. A lot of editing for other YouTube channels, creating some ads for people, and I've been doing a lot of like virtual choir editing for like high school choirs. And I also had the amazing good fortune of being able to edit really amazing content for a Pulse virtual vigil that a church here in Orlando was putting on and streaming. So I've been doing a lot of that, and setting myself up to do that, that's something that took up a lot of my time in the beginning of all of this. I needed to build a computer that was more powerful, create a logo and fill out a profile and start reaching out and applying for jobs and submitting bids on things, and just it took up a lot of my time. It was like, well, I don't have the luxury to run a YouTube channel right now. I'm trying to do this for money because at any point I might not have my job back and I need a buffer of some kind. The last thing I posted was my TBR for Black History Month. And that's the last thing I said I was going to do, was read all Black authors, and then I just dropped off the face of the earth, so that doesn't look great. But the other thing that has happened, which is so funny, is that my family is moving to Florida. The entire time I've lived in Florida, they lived in California. In fact, I've lived thousands of miles away from my family for like 20 years, and it just so happened that my family decided to move to Florida during a pandemic. Now, that wasn't the plan, obviously, but moving is a big deal and you have to plan for it ahead of time, so the move was happening. My oldest sister got here first, and I went to meet her in Pensacola, which is where we used to live a long, long time ago, because we wanted to spend a day driving around and look at the old house and stuff. I took my Kindle with me, still have this guy, or girl, I don't know. They took them with me. And I was going to read Washington Black by Edugyan. Got to the hotel, sat up in bed, and read for hours, and read like a quarter of the book. Loved it. Amazing. And then I didn't read anything at all until about 2 weeks ago. My focus shifted so completely because a few weeks later, Disney closed, and I was home, and then I was furloughed, and I was scrambling to figure out what to do. I had my sister living here with me for quite a while, up until about a month ago. My other sister and her entire family, and they have all these kids and lots of stuff, moved out here too. I flew back to California to drive the 26-foot diesel rental truck with all of their stuff in it back here from Sacramento with my dad. I was a little worried. I was worried about the public restrooms and the hotels and getting fast food and COVID, but we were very, very careful. We wore masks everywhere. I disinfected my hands constantly. We had sanitizer and wipes, and honestly, I love road trips. My family, I've grown up in a family where we drove everywhere. I've driven thousands of miles on my own, and so honestly, it was a wonderful break. My dad and I just hanging out in this big truck, driving down the highway in the middle of nowhere. There was a lot of really, really cool scenery, and we helped them move into their place and everything. And then about 2 weeks later, I had a massive headache. I had cold sweats, chills, body aches, digestive problems. I had a temperature at one point of 103.6. If it had remained that high for very long, and that was in the middle of the night, mind you, I would have taken myself to the hospital. Oh, and I also had a sore throat. So, it was great. I was pretty miserable. As soon as I was well enough to get around, I took myself and got myself tested. And the woman asked me if I wanted the viral test or the antibody test. And I said, I don't really know. I had symptoms a couple days ago. She said, viral test, great. She wrote a big V on my windshield, and I got the virus test. And I waited 4 days, the test came back negative. So I said, oh, okay, really? I don't mean to be like a crisis hound or anything like that, but honestly don't completely trust that that result was correct, because I then developed a cough, dry cough, all day long for a month. And then my mental health kind of took a dive. Essentially, I'm a hermit. And so I've been really fine with this quarantine thing. I've been fine with it because I am that way, but I do have limits. And I think me feeling like I like it fine and it actually being good for me are two different things. And I was not doing great. And I don't know if this is how other people are, but with me, when I start to get down, I don't face it right away. I just have this mentality of like, nope, I'm not going to get depressed. And so it just stays in the back there somewhere for a while. And I have this mentality of just don't look at that ghost in the corner of your vision, that depression thing. Just keep marching forward. But, you know, I've been dealing with a lot of anxiety, as have all of us. Am I going to lose my job? What's going to happen to my career and my entire industry? Am I going to lose my house as a result? Can I pay my bills? Am I a video editor now? Someone who works from home and does this, and is that okay with me? Who am I? Because being a performer has been an enormous part of me understanding who I am my entire adult life, since before I was an adult. It has become more and more scary to me as time has gone on, starting to imagine the potential ramifications of all of this on the entertainment industry and on all of my friends and on the thing that I've spent my whole life loving doing. It's daunting and it's scary. And I know I always go to the worst, and it's probably not going to be as bad as I'm imagining, but how many parts of 2020 have been better than we expected them to be? Most of this year has defied expectations in the wrong way. Not knowing what's going on with my career, whether I'm going to be able to keep my house, what's going on, what I do, who I am, which is all kind of tied up together in this jumbled ball of twine in my head right now. So yeah, I have all those thoughts, and I have had a lot of anxiety. And again, financial concerns, as has everyone. I'm not sitting here complaining about how hard my life is, because you all understand. And you know, it's funny, I think about Philip, my dog. When he's excited or anxious or nervous, he won't eat. Like if I leave the house, he's not going to eat. He will not eat, and he will not play with a toy, and he will not chew on a bone until I come back and I'm settled on the couch somewhere and he has a lay of the land and knows what's going on, and he can curl up, and then he can enjoy himself, and then he can eat his food. And that's what I'm like with the hobby, I guess, of reading. When I'm anxious and depressed and I have a lot going on and I'm worried about stuff and I'm not doing great, I can't read. I don't read. And so I haven't been reading, which posed a problem, because I was like, well, can I post videos on this channel if I'm not reading? In retrospect, what I should have done is made some videos talking about what I was going through and how I was feeling, but I don't think I realized what I was going through or what I was feeling at the time. So that's like a lot of information about my life and how all of this has affected me, and then indirectly how it has affected this channel. It's probably TMI, and you may not care, but I wanted to let you know where I'm coming from, or you know, why I wasn't posting anything. So then, why am I back now? There's a few reasons for this. One is that things are starting to look up a little bit in Florida, and some of my friends in this town are actually going back to work. So maybe sometime, maybe even before 2021, I'll get to go back to work. I don't know. I'm okay right now, knock wood. And I'm getting better at freelancing and sort of running a business, and I'm getting more comfortable with that new aspect of my identity. So I basically reached the point where now I'm craving normalcy, and I've thought about it as much as I can think about it, and I've come at it from all the different angles for enough months now that my anxiety is dying down a little bit, thank God, and I have a little bit more room in my brain for reading and for this channel again. Another reason that I'm back is because of the situation regarding race in America right now. One of the few things I can do as a cisgender white male is to engage in that conversation on this channel by buying the works of Black authors and supporting their art, by prioritizing those books, by reading those books, and by talking about those books here on this channel with you. But also to educate myself by reading more about race and by exposing myself more to the Black experience through reading. This is not a huge platform. I don't have 1 million subscribers, but I have some, and you guys are very vocal. This is sort of a moment to do whatever you can do, and I've been ignoring an outlet that I had at my disposal all this time. I have made a commitment to read the books that I was going to read in February for Black History Month now, and I have read 2.5 books. I finished Washington Black, which I loved. I read The Changeling by LaValle, and now I'm about halfway through this anthology of speculative fiction by authors of color called New Sons, edited by Nisi Shaw, which I've talked about many times before because I was supposed to read it like a million years ago. And a final really good reason for me to be back now is actually something that one of you touched on in one of your comments on Instagram, actually, which is that it's about to be October, and this is Reading in the Dark, and my birthday is in October, Spookathon is in October, Halloween is in October, and that's usually my most productive month. I mean, it would be really sad if I wasn't posting on this channel in October. I've thought of lots of exciting content to create in October. I'm going to be vlogging. I'm definitely doing Spookathon, and I'm probably going to daily vlog again because it's just, I don't know, it's part of the Halloween tradition for me now. It's so hard, but I'm going to do it anyway because I really want to. So there are a lot of reasons that I'm back now. I've got the headspace and I'm ready to be back. I need some normalcy. I want to use this channel to discuss and educate and improve my own understanding of race and the Black experience in America, and October. So here I am. I'm reading again. There's a book haul coming soon because for the first time in quite a while, I've done quite a bit of book buying, which is not great, but seemed necessary in this current situation because there's a lot of stuff I want to digest. And I also have, this is so random, so I filmed a lot of footage in October 2019, which is now almost a year ago, for a vlog that I never edited and never posted. It was before Spookathon, and I didn't really know what I was vlogging exactly. I had just gotten this new camera right here, oh, I just touched it, oops. And I think I just wanted to sort of like play with this camera right here, this guy, get a hold of like how to use it and stuff. And so as a result, there was so much footage. I was totally overwhelmed and I had stuff going on and Spookathon was coming up, so I totally gave up on it. I kept the project in my Final Cut Pro over on the left, crying out to be edited and finished. And it's been there all this time. And I finally was like, huh. And so I have finished editing that vlog. I'm posting that vlog soon. Just a random vlog from October 2019 that's new now, but is old from 11 months ago. You're welcome. And for the most part, it chronicles me reading The Shape of Night by Tess Gerritsen and giving up coffee. It's a good time. It turned out fine. It's about a half an hour long. It's lengthy. So that's it. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I hope that you're glad to see me again. I'm really, really happy to be back. So again, I really appreciate everybody being here. I appreciate the comments from people asking where I was, and so thank you. So that's this lengthy, weird, dramatic update video. If you made it all the way to the end, you're amazing. You should write Saskatchewan in the comments. I will be shocked, frankly, if anybody writes that in the comments, because the idea that someone would watch this entire thing is amazing. Otherwise, you know, if you have book suggestions or if you have anything to say about any of the topics that I touched on, which was like, there was like 110 million of them, please, the comment box is your friend. I've missed you guys. I'm happy to be back. And until next time, I will be alive, making it through 2020 like the rest of you. Okay, bye.